Hey fragrance friends and enthusiasts and wonderful people who want to smell amazing out there in the world. How you doing today? What's your scent of the day? What do you smell like? Let me know in the comment sections below. But today we're going to be talking about Nouveau Monde from the house of Louis Vuitton. That's my best attempt at French. Please forgive me. I'm not a native French speaker. I'm American, and I know I said that wrong. But before we jump into the fragrance review today, while you're putting down there what's your scent of the day, please, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, and tell a friend, because we're definitely, trying to build up the family here. I'm putting out beautiful fragrance reviews out there for you, and I hope that you like those fragrance reviews. But anyways, beautiful fragrance here. It's called Nouveau Monde. It's actually beautiful. When I saw the notes of this fragrance, I was blown away. I was like, whoa. There's saffron, there's cocoa, there's patchouli, there's oud. I was like, whoa. This is going to be a beautiful fragrance. This is going to be something special. I got to get my hands on this. So here it is. Honestly, it did a pretty good job. It smells wonderful, but there's some interesting caveats to this fragrance. First off, there is a designer element to this fragrance. All of those notes that you think would smell very interesting and fascinating, it's all blended together, and nothing really sounds interesting. Or nothing really, let me correct myself. Nothing really jumps out of the fragrance and really makes this fragrance interesting. It's really blended. It's been like put in a blender. All the notes are smashed together, and you really can't really notice any of the distinct notes in this fragrance, which to me makes the fragrance much less interesting, especially when this is a niche price and you're expecting for some of the notes to have a really interesting qualities to them or really have a lot of personality. We'll talk about that price and my personal thoughts and all that stuff later into the fragrance review. But I do have to say that it's still a beautiful fragrance, even though it just doesn't really have the elements and really have the personality that I wanted. It smells, honestly, like a high-end designer version. Maybe that's a little bit more wearable than some of those, honestly, like Amber Oud clone or amber, ambery, oudy fragrances that you might buy from, more of a designer, Arabian fragrance house that sometimes do clones. So it has that vibe to it. Honestly, it's not listed as a note like iris or anything, but I almost get some hairspray that's a little bit sweet, almost in the background of this fragrance, adding a very mass-appealing, modern, trendy quality to this fragrance. I do like the patchouli. The patchouli might be the biggest player in this fragrance. You can notice a little bit of the cocoa, but there's not a lot of it here. This is not a chocolate fragrance. I wish that it was a bit of a chocolate fragrance, honestly, because I love that element. And this fragrance could have been daring. It could have had a lot of personality, but nah. The biggest elements to this fragrance are probably the saffron, which is adding a really fancy, almost like a yellow element to the top of the fragrance, and adding a little bit of a smooth, almost leathery component. But again, it is more of an authentically yellow saffron, which you don't see too much in designer fragrances, but it still doesn't smell overtly floral. It doesn't smell like pure saffron, but it smells a little bit more like the real thing, which I guess is a plus. But the patchouli here is the biggest player. There is oud here. It's not scary oud. It is a little bit animalic, a little bit sensual. I wouldn't say it's easy to wear, and I wouldn't say it's hard to wear. But it does speak up. It does come out. It is definitely plantation oud, but it is beautiful. There is sensuality to this fragrance. I'm not trying to say this is a bad fragrance, but again, if you're looking at this fragrance thinking that this is going to be really interesting or fascinating, this might not be it. But this is definitely better than things like Oud for Greatness, which to me definitely have little to no real oud in them, and maybe even some of the Tom Ford ouds. This is really nice, but I've smelled so many ouds. I know what real high quality oud is, and I know the beauty and even what plantation oud can do in a fragrance. So I'm just not going to give this one a super stellar review. But I do have to say that it's wearable and it's sensual, and there is a chic element to this. If you're a very fashionable person, and if you do like a little bit of warmth and maybe a little bit of spice and sensuality, I can see where this might work for somebody out there. But again, I guess I'm just a niche head, or maybe just a fragrance head. I guess maybe I'm too deep into fragrances. Maybe the fragrances have gone to my brain. But I think that there should be something more interesting to this fragrance. It needed a lot more leather, or maybe the patchouli. You needed one of the notes to stand out. None of the notes really stand out. So that's to me a big shame. So it feels like it doesn't have enough character to me. Anyways, nice fragrance though, not bad. I do have to say the performance, this is probably the best performing of the Louis Vuitton fragrances of them all. You're going to get 7 hours out of this, maybe 9 hours. After 7, it really loses all of its personality, and you're just given like a little bit of that sensual muskiness from the oud is really left over. But you could possibly get upwards of 9 hours of performance out of this fragrance, which is a big step up from Louis Vuitton. Afternoon Swims, the performance on that is a shame. It's really not what it should be. This one is pretty good though, I do have to say. I do find the blending lacking, but some people are going to like this. I did go about and wear this fragrance, and it did get some positive attention. It did get some looks. This can be a date fragrance. This can be a fragrance to be attractive going out and about. I don't want to say it's the biggest party fragrance. It's not that as far as party fragrances go, but it is one that if you are maybe at a bar or maybe going out and about with your friends, I do think this could work. I do think it's probably going to be for the 20+ crowd. It's not a grown-up fragrance by any means, but this is probably for somebody who has the money. Again, we'll talk about the price here. It's not a cheap fragrance. Somebody who has the money and also wants some sensuality behind their fragrance, but they don't want to be too much, but very confident in its own way. For a lot of people, this is going to have a great balance and a great wearability and a great sensuality. So I can't knock this fragrance too much. So compliment factor is possibly here, depending on how much you spray on this and who you are and what you like to wear. I really do like really confident ladies who maybe wear longer hair, who wear like those cinnamon or those white clothes, like silk, shiny clothes with those little sparkly brown cinnamon elements to their clothes, if you know what I'm talking about. Those kind of nude tones and those elements. This really could work for a chic, fashionable lady. I could imagine an Arabian lady, maybe a younger Arabian lady, who maybe has some really nice, flashy, shiny clothes, wearing up this fragrance and smelling like an awesome lady, like a doll. Beautiful fragrance, awesome, incredible. Anyways, my final thoughts with this fragrance review. It's $265 odd. This is one of the best ones out of the line. This is one of the ones I would actually recommend that you try and get your nose on. Some people find patchouli quite daring. This is a pretty easy to get into as far as patchouli goes. And again, this is a pretty nice fragrance. But for value for money, there is class here. There is refinement, but it's not overtly classy. And it kind of goes too far, again, in the refinement for me with the blending, being overtly blended. But is this fragrance, can it work for you? Definitely give it a go. See if it works for you. If you are usually scared of ouds, or you might want to find a really mass appealing oud, this might be one that you want to try. This one can work for you. Is this one a good value for money? I don't think so, but I do like the magnetic cap. I do like if you can notice, the sprayer here, or the stem for the atomizer, is actually, it goes transparent, or pretty transparent. They changed the lumosity of the stem, and it's actually really hard to see the stem. It almost goes invisible inside the juice, which I think is quite a nice thing. I think more perfume brands should do that. And very few perfumers or brands seem to do it, but it's a really nice step, especially for a high-end luxury fragrance, when you change that reflective quality and you make it so the stem of the fragrance is almost invisible in the fragrance. I think that's quite nice. But anyways, not too many people care about that anyways. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed my review today. I hope that you liked my fragrance review. I hope that I added value to the fragrance world and the fragrance community. And I hope that you learned something new today and had some fun with me. So if you did, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, and tell a friend. I'll see you in the next fragrance review. I'll see you soon, everybody. I do upload Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so come on back, check out my content. I always got something going on for you. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Again, if you don't want to miss out on any of my content. I have over 700 fragrance reviews I've been uploading, and again, most of those are full-length fragrance reviews. I'm not just doing hauls, and even though that's fine, hauls and showcasing top 10 lists all the time, I got a lot of reviews out there for you. So hopefully I showcase something for you that you want to learn about and you might be interested in maybe possibly buying. So see you in the next fragrance review. Have a beautiful day. Wear your beautiful fragrances. Smell amazing. Be a beautiful person. And I'll see you in the next fragrance review, everybody. Peace out. Have a beautiful day. I'll smell you later. I'll see you soon. Peace out. And bye.